Hi everyone. Well, with the recent news about the eruptions going on in Hawaii, I got to thinking about volcanic ash, volcanic rock, and so what did I decide to do? Make a pumice soap. Within this soap, I'm also using a plant that is quite prevalent in Hawaii, and that's Bay Laurel. And that's what you see me doing right here. This is an infused Bay Laurel oil. This has been sitting for about 5.5 weeks, and it has the most wonderful aroma to it. I think you would just really love to smell what I'm smelling right now. So what I'm doing is straining it, separating the oil out, and this will constitute about 8 ounces of the total oils in this particular soap. Matter of fact, in the video, I forget the oil, but I remembered it at the last minute before I added the lye. Right, so let's move on. So here are the ingredients that I'm going to be using. First, of course, is the pumice stone, which is ground very fine, which makes a great gardener soap, by the way. This is the peppermint. I'm adding this just to give a refreshing scent and an additional exfoliation to this great soap. And here's my French green clay. Finally, it's green. I will tell you that I really feel for those people. I mean, they choose to live in this beautiful part of the world, which, if I could afford it, I probably would too. But they also know the risk involved, but that doesn't make it any easier losing your home. All right, so these are my hard oils and olive oil here, separated. When I say hard oils, I've got coconut oil, I have cocoa butter, I have mango butter, and a little bit of castor oils also in here as well. And I'll be adding in my infused bay oil here in a moment as well. I apologize for the rough edit there. I had to stop and get my Bay Laurel oil, which, as I stated at the beginning, I almost forgot. So I'm adding in my pumice, my green clay, and of course the peppermint. Now, I have used all of these ingredients independently before and mixed a few of them, but I've not used pumice with peppermint before. It just seemed like such a good idea to me, because when I scrub my hands and get them clean, just the idea of something refreshing like peppermint just sounds great. Of course, unless you have cuts on your hand. So this will be a real test of that theory. You know, I don't really dream of living in a tropical zone. That's never been something that's interested me that much. I'm more of a cool weather person. Now, what's a cool weather person doing living in Texas? Well, that my parents. I can blame them because they're both dead now, but no, when they were alive and I was younger, they brought us to Texas from California, from the area that I was from. And I love Texas. There are so many great things here to be thankful for that I do like. Wide open spaces. I can own 10 times the amount of land here that I could ever afford in California for sure. And there are a few laws and regulations, and believe me, that's a double-edged sword, by the way. There is a place for regulation sometimes. However, that being said, I really would like to live somewhere cooler, like the Northeast. And if I could make a wish, that's where I would be. Probably New England, well, definitely New England, but probably Vermont. I love that part of the country so much. Now, I might spend a winter there and change my entire view. I have visited during winter, and I know that's a different scenario, just visiting for a few days and flying out, but I don't know. It's a dream I have. Where do you dream of living? Do you have a fantasy place where you would live? If so, leave it in the comments. I'd be interested to know. So, something I didn't mention at the start is this is a very short video. It doesn't need to be very long because, well, this is a very simple recipe. Not a whole lot to it. No swirls, no fancy drop swirls, nothing like that. This is just a plain old pour in the mold. Well, even I can mess that up right. I spilled it on the side there. Hold on one moment. My headset was falling off. I apologize for not starting the camera right back. Just a mistake. But I'm simply placing some fresh bay. These aren't fresh. I've dried these, but they are from my bay plants, which I show in the photograph. And just placing these randomly, not randomly, I know about how far to put them. Placing these in the mold. There's my hair. I guess that's going to be my trademark, is my hair getting in the way of the camera. Yeah, just placing these. Now, I will angle these in a moment. I put them in straight down the middle, and I didn't really like that, so I decided to tilt them in opposite directions. And I'll show you that now. And as I stated here, I just angled them. I just grabbed them and tilted them in opposite directions in the mold. Now, this did crack a bit. It's set overnight and gelled, and it did crack a little on top. It's very little. It's no big deal to me. I wish it wouldn't do that, but sometimes it does when it gets really hot. But that also means, if you see those cracks, that you have a successful gel, that your soap completely has cured. And that means it's going to be hard. That's come out. See how easy that pulls away from the mold? And that's because of that. It really got hard, and that's exactly what you want. Also makes it very easy to get out of the mold. I'm just having to peel it back here. Don't know if I can catch that, if I caught that on the camera or not. I was trying to peel back the mold. There it comes. And you can see it doesn't stick at all. It just comes right out. And there's some crumbling there on the edges where I overfilled the mold a bit, but other than that, it really came out nice. I was very happy with that. And it's sort of a hearty soap, you know. This is not a delicate or beautiful soap, perhaps to some. To me it is. See how that peppermint just goes through there? I love that. It just is absolutely gorgeous. That's one of my favorite things about using botanicals in soap here. So the cut is, it's a nice reveal of a well-gelled and nicely formed bar of soap. Not real showy. You know, they look the same on the inside as they do on the outside. You may see there is like a tunnel, not a tunnel, sort of a lighter color going through there, and I believe that's just some of the pumice that has settled there. But the pumice is throughout. You can feel it in the soap, and I'm looking forward to trying one of these myself. So I'd really like to thank you all again. You continue to impress me by your wonderful comments and your kind likes. That means a lot. And if you're interested, or that's the wrong term, if you have any suggestions, is there something you'd like to see me make? I have the stuff here, so I can make pretty much anything. Doesn't mean I'll do it well. If you ask me to do, something with a lot of fancy piping, I'll give it a shot, but I cannot promise how successful that will be. But make any suggestions you might have. I love to hear what you have to say. Now these don't vary too much, except where the cut is close to the leaf. Like if you'll see that those two at the bottom left there, that's the leaf that's down through the soap. And so it leaves kind of a little bit of discoloring there, and that's because I cut it a little close. So next time, if I need to practice centering the leaf a little more in the bar. But that's because of my haphazard way of placing them in. So thanks again, everyone. I hope you have a terrific day, and we'll see you back tomorrow. Goodbye.